This video will be going through how to do division with no remainders using the bus stop method. So we're going to start with the sum 720 divided by 8. Now the bus stop looks like this. It's a line up and a line across, a little bit like a bus shelter. The idea is that the number that is first in the sum arrives at the bus shelter first, so it goes inside. And then the second number has to wait outside the bus stop. And then we start by asking ourselves, how many times does 8 go into 7? And we always go left to right, so we always start with the number closest to the 8 and then move along. So how many times does 8 go into 7? 0, which goes up here. Because we haven't used that 7, it goes here, and that then becomes 72. So I've written the 7 quite small. You can write it a bit bigger, you can not write it at all and just know that it's then 72. I like to move the number across so that I can visually see the number I'm now dealing with. So now I ask myself, how many times does 8 go into 72? And I go through my 8 times table and I know that 9 times 8 is 72, so 9 goes up here. How many times does 8 go into 0? 0. So the answer is 90, because this 0 at the front is actually just a placeholder. Because 90 is a whole number, it doesn't need a 0 in front of it. So 720 divided by 8 is 90. Okay, so the next question is 864 divided by 9. So I draw my bus stop. Wasn't very straight. Let me try that again. Slightly better. Now, if I don't know my 9 times table, I can always write them out. Okay, I'll leave it there for now. If I need any more, I can always go through and add more. So how many times does 9 go into 8? 0. The 8 that we haven't used gets moved over to here to make this 86. So I'm going to go through my times table. Now 9 times 9 is 81 and 10 times 9 is 90. 90 is too many, I only want 86. So it will go 86, 9 will go into 86 9 times with some left over. So what I would do then is take my 86 and take away the 81, because 9 times 9 is 81, and I am left with 5. So my 5 that I'm left with, that is a remainder, goes here, making this 54. So what I've done is, how many times does 9 go into 86? It goes in 9 times, which is 81, with 5 left over. That 5 goes next to that 4. 9 into 54 goes 6 times. So just like before, we don't actually need this 0. It is just 96. Okay, our next question is 128 divided by 4. So I draw my bus stop. I put the first number inside the bus stop because it got there first, and the second number has to wait outside. We then work left to right. So how many 4s go into 1? 0. And my 1 that I haven't used then gets put here to make this 12. How many 4s go into 12? 3. How many 4s go into 8? 2. So my answer is 32. Okay, so my next question is 6,728 divided by 8. I draw my bus stop. I put my number inside. And the second number goes on the outside. We work left to right. So how many times does 8 go into 6? 0. The 6 that I haven't used goes over here, making this 67. How many times does 8 go into 67? If I go through my 8 times table, I know that 8 times 8 equals 64. And 9 times 8 equals 72. So 9 times 8 is too high. So I'll go with 8 times 8 is 64. And then 67 take away 64 leaves me with 3 left over. So my 3 left over goes here, making this number 32. How many times does 8 go into 32? 4 times. How many times does 8 go into 8? Once. So my answer is 841. The last question is 4,563 divided by 3. So I draw my bus stop. I write the first number inside the bus stop because it got there first, and the second number has to wait outside. How many times does 3 go into 4? Once, remainder 1. So my 1 goes here, making this number 15. How many times does 3 go into 15? 5. How many times does 3 go into 6? Twice. How many times does 3 go into 3? Once. So my answer is 1,521.